Hello everyone. My name is Jason. I'm a channeler and I'm here to give a daily dose of hope. Today is Daily Dose of Hope, day 77. The reason I'm coming on is because I was guided to come on because the energies on our planet are increasing and things are starting to get wackier and wackier. Um, so that's what I'm coming on to do. Uh, yeah. So I'm definitely feeling these transition energies. I'm finding it really hard to sleep, and just like it just feels like we're going through some stuff, some hardcore stuff, and yeah. And I guess it's all for the good, but it's kind of going through it is a bit rough. It's like crawling through a tunnel sometimes, but that's that there's the other side, so you're just kind of crawling through, and it's transition period. When I was studying, I studied music composition. Yeah, I'm a composer. They exist. When I was a kid, I had this dream. When I was 14, actually, so yeah, I was when 14. I was like, I was playing the piano. I was practicing Bach. Actually, I was practicing Bach, and I fell asleep on the piano bench, and then I had this dream, and in the dream, I was composing music like Bach. I thought, that's it. That's what I want to do. I didn't think that there were any living composers at the time. I lived in the countryside. There wasn't a lot of access to those sorts of things. So of course there's Mozart and Bach and Beethoven and all those guys, but you know, and the Broadway composers and stuff like that. But people who are writing like classical music, and I didn't realize there were any. Hey, Judy. So yeah. And but anyway, so when I was studying composition, that was a big thing. The biggest thing that I was working on was transitions. Transitions are so difficult in any kind of like, for example, in writing as well, in writing words as well as in writing music. Like getting from one idea to the other is always there's such an art to it. And what I finally learned um, after the longest period of time, experimenting with many, many different types of transitions. Oh, hey, Michael, peace, peace. uh, I learned that you don't really need a transition. You just need to let this idea play out until it's pretty much finished, and then the other idea can begin. That's what I finally came to after many, many, many pieces and struggling. But it was one of my weakest points, transitions, and now it's not. I'm able to write very smoothly, but it took me a long time. And it's funny sometimes, like when I listen to my some of my music, and I think, oh, it sounds really smooth, and but I forget how much work went into making that sound so smooth, and it's interesting. But that relates to transitions now, so maybe that's the key with these transitions. It's just about letting it play out. You just got to let it play out, and then the next thing will come. So that's one thing I wanted to talk about, transitions, and then the other is just something that I hear a lot about, and I always it for me it's a bit confusing. Um, oh yeah, Michael, I can give you a link. I can give you a link um, to some stuff. I think it's on YouTube and on Amazon. There's one of the albums I made. It's just guitar music for now, but yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, so, but the what was I gonna say? Um, hmm. Right. So about miracles, right? So the Course of Miracles is about creating miracles, and so this idea that, for example, many people who are religious um, tend to think that channeling is not a good thing. Like, that's against the rules. You're not supposed to do that. But then you look at like all of the major figures in all the different religions, and they're all channeling. They're all receiving guidance. They're all, and there's a lot of miracles being worked. There's a lot of what might be termed, yeah, by the people that are high up in those religions. They were doing miracles. They were making things happen. Uh, you know, and but so then to think that now in this day and age, no, 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 you shouldn't channel because that's not, connected to religion. It just seems strange. It's like, but Hmm. I always wonder about that. It always seems confusing to me because it's like, why is it that this person that you think of is really, really a wonderful person that you admire in this religion, and they are doing that. But then if someone in this day and age does it, it's wrong. It just seems so confusing to me. I still don't understand that. Most of the major religions were channeled. There was someone was talking to God and bringing down that information. So it's like I don't understand why there's this reaction to it. And the only thing I could ever think about is that it's um, I think it's by design, because it's easier. I think it's easier to control people who are not in contact with their guidance, and to if you make that only this person can get guidance and everyone else, no, 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 that kind of structure, governmental structure of religion, I guess, which it cuts a lot of people off from a direct connection with God, and with so that's just my spiel. I just every time I hear it, it's just so confusing. Like what doesn't make any sense? Like so that's something I just wanted to bring up. um and I think of and I think just the other world, that like when communicating with different beings, there's all kinds of beings out there, and you just have to use your discernment, and I think all of these beings were doing the same thing. They're just dealing with their shadows, and so anyway, um my little spiel about that. Just wanted to bring that up. But yeah, so and then finally I just want to go into a channeling and see who comes through. And yeah, here we go. Mm. Greetings. We are that one that you know of as Esmeralda, and we are what you would term as a mermaid, but we would not call ourselves that. We would call ourselves the beings that we are. And we exist on this dimension, on a higher level of your dimension, and also on the planet Alpha Centauri. And we're here today to bring a message, as this being says, a message of hope. And we would like to bring a message of watery hope, a message that the water holds a lot of the keys to your higher frequency living. You are the water. You are made of water. Most of your body is created of water, and you are spirit animating water. If you look at your body in that way, that is a very, very apt description. You are spirit, you are soul, you are love, animating water, and animating this water to move about in this third dimension. And the more that you are able to animate this water, the more that you connect with the water, connect with the love of the water and the flowing of the water and the idea of the water, since the water is a very important part not only of this dimension but of other dimensions as well. Once you start to connect with the water and connect with the spirit of the water in that sense, not the spirit of the water, but the spirit, what we might say, the flowing of the water, connecting with this idea that you can flow into anywhere. You can flow throughout this whole planet, and you can also flow into a cup of water. You can be the water in a cup, and you can also be the water in the ocean. You're very, very versatile and very powerful as well. Your This water over years can turn rock into sand. It can turn metal into sand. It can turn things into sand, just with the power, just with the gentle rushing power of the water. And that is your power. That is your energy. And so we would say connecting with this idea of being able to flow through these times, because you are the water. You are not meant to be stuck. You're not meant to be stuck in one place or in one thought, in one emotion. You are meant, like the water, like the rivers, like the oceans, to flow, to continually flow. You are the streams, you are the rivers, you are the oceans, and you are spirit animating the water in this body that you are. Most of your body is made of water. You are animating the water continuously. And so we would like you to sit to connect with all of the water, because then you can flow more easily through these times that you're going through. These times, we on our planet have not experienced a similar. We've experienced a similar. Way of living, but not the way that you are, not at this intensity. We haven't experienced a sort of ascension of sorts, similar to you are experiencing ascension, but it was not in the way that you are experiencing it. And it was not our whole society all at once. It was small groups would decide to go into the ascension, and then we would help the other groups going through. But it was not the intensity that you are going through at this moment, because you're not just going through this ascension, but you're going through the end of a grand era of a very, very long time on your planet. And we did not have, in that sense, these grand eras. Our planet was not a focus for many other different planets. We were just peacefully going through our ascension process. But you are going through this ascension process for the whole universe. So that it is quite different. So we would say that we have not lived through the same intensity that we're living through, but we can experience it through this being. We can experience the intensity that you're all going through, and we can see how intense this all is. But what we'd like you to know, coming from being able to see from a higher perspective, is that there is all love and light at the end of this tunnel. That there is an end to this tunnel, and that all you have to do is just flow with it for a little bit longer, and you will find that things will start to change and shift. But you are going through one of the tightest parts of the tunnel, you might say. And what we would say is just remember that you are the water, and you can flow. You can flow through all of this. You can just let it flow, let it go, and it will take you, because you are already going there. It is just that you need to experience all of these things, sometimes not just for you, but for the whole collective, in order for the collective to understand. What you are going through at this moment is you are, in a sense, leading the way for the rest of the collective to follow through. You are the way showers, and so you are going through what is a very difficult tunnel at this moment. But you will find that at the end, things will open up and things will be flowing much, much easier. And understand that you are, as that, in that sense, the way showers, not just for the other parts of your collective, your human collective, but for the whole universe. You are the way showers for the whole universe. You are showing the universe that even this dense, dense, dense third dimension, that you can bring peace and you can bring light, and you will not bring this fear and this anger, even though you could, but you won't. And that is what you're showing the world. You are showing the world, not just the world, but the universe, that peace is truly possible, even on this third dimension. And that is how powerful all of you are. And that is why it is so difficult at this moment, because you are doing something that most, even advanced beings, would not even attempt to do. Would not even attempt to do it is that difficult. The polarity that you are living through at this moment is so extreme, so extreme, that many, many advanced beings would not even attempt it, for fear that they would not be able to do it. That is how advanced all of you are. And that is what you are doing at this moment. You are forging new territory, forging new ground. You're leading the way for the universe. You are leading the way for the universe. You are the way showers. There's no need to look back. Just flow. You've come this far. You've come this far. And there's only a little bit more to go. So just keep flowing through it all, and understand that you have the universe behind you. The universe is at your back. God is at your back. The source is at your back. They've got your back. They've got this, for you are so well protected, so well guided. Just flow with it and understand that it's going to go the way it needs to go. And that is the most perfect way imaginable for the whole universe. So just understand that, and understand that you have the whole rest of the universe that is rooting for you and that is looking out for you. And understand that you're so well protected. And that is what we would leave you with today. We are that one that you know of, Esmeralda, and we would leave you with our phrase today, which is that enjoy these last vestiges of the third dimension. Mm, mm. Wow. So, all right. So there you go. Esmeralda. We are the water. Yep. Whew. Yeah, she's very cool. Michael, you say she speaks with such conviction. I love her. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, yeah. She's very, very cool, and she's a very powerful being too. When she gets revved up, when she gets fired up. She's you know very powerful. Yeah. So yeah. What was I gonna say? Uh, let's do. I didn't do a pocket of peace yesterday. Let's do a pocket of peace. So I'd like to do another misty pocket of peace, because it feels like we're in that part. We're in that part where the part of the tunnel where we're not supposed to be pushing or forcing. We're supposed to kind of just let it flow. Well, even as Esmeralda said. So I think the mist pocket of peace might be a better one rather than forcing the energy out. Just letting this mist take over everything. So let's do it. I'd like you guys, if you would like to join in with this pocket of peace mist, please close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. And then I'd like you to imagine that you're surrounded by this wonderful mist. This mist surrounds you, just loving, unconditional love, filled with peace. This mist, just filled with hope of everything that you can be and everything that you are and everything that you will be. Just imagine yourself surrounded by this mist. And then just enjoy that feeling. And then just bring that mist out into the rest of your room. Just let it flow. Let it go through the room that you're in or the space that you're in. Just let it expand. Now the whole space that you're in is just filled with this gentle, peaceful, loving mist. And then expand that mist out even further into your neighborhood, into your town. Your whole town is covered with this mist. And this mist is just going through and tapping people on the shoulders, giving them a hug and saying, it's all going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine. There's nothing to worry about. Yeah, just feel that just going through your whole town. And then just expand it out into your whole country. Your whole country is just about surrounded by this just pocket of peace, this mist that's of such a high energy that all the lower energies just fall away in awe of this mist. And all things are just transmuted and changed into just pure love and pure bliss, pure unconditional love surrounding your whole country. And then I'd like you to just let it surround the whole world. So everyone around the world is just touched by this feeling of unconditional love. Just feel that, yeah, feel that unconditional love. It's just touching the whole world, just patting them on the shoulder and saying, it's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. The world's going to be okay. There's nothing to worry about. Everything's working out the way it needs to go. Just feel that, just gentle mist, just covering everything. All worries are gone. All concerns are gone. All fear is gone. The mist is so much more powerful than all of those things. It is the mist of unconditional love, which is the only truth. You're surrounded by the truth. And that is that you are loved and that you are love. And I've just asked that this pocket of peace, this mist, extends out throughout the world until we create the next one, so that everyone's just can lavish in this feeling and give hope to the rest of the world, to the whole world. Hmm. All right. So, yeah, thank you guys for listening in and for joining in to the Pocket of Peace. I'm already feeling a lot better. um, yeah, for let's see. Hold on. Let me see if I can find a link. I think you can just listen on YouTube. There's some music there. Hold on. I'll just give you guys the link in the chat if you want to. I don't just write all guitar music, but um, let's see. Hmm. Mm, okay, I think this is the one. I'm not sure. All right, I'll just give you guys the link down here. If that doesn't work, just click around it. It should come somewhere around there. Or you just type in my name as it appears there. There'll be stuff that comes up. There's a lot of Jason Taylors around the world. There's like I one day think I'd like to have a Jason Taylor convention where we just get together and say, okay, so Jason Taylor, yes, and there's like 50,000 people raising their hands. And, but anyway, sorry, that's a digression here. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for listening in, and yeah, so thanks Judy and Michael and everyone else who's listening in, and yeah, I hope you guys have a hopeful day, and yeah, thank you very much. So maybe hopefully see you guys tomorrow. So ciao.